Nines is largely considered one of the best when it comes to UK street rap. I'm expecting him to be vulnerable and tell us some things that we probably wouldn't expect from somebody like him. He doesn't let any one particular song sound or feel too much like any other. He always gives you really interesting and immersive visuals. He's just the epitome of creativity when it comes to UK rap. I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it.
You are now locked in to Crossover Media.
Coming out to nigga just chasing waterfalls and shit.
Zeno
Crop
Records.
circle came out, then my life changed. Caught my dad a Benz off the lot. I caught mumsy a nice range. I was moving boxes every day. My music took off, so I stopped selling yay. I gave Midgie my weed line. Now I could go studio more with all this free time. I ain't going job.
It hasn't even been a minute yet and he's given us so much. That reminded me of Shiro's story. You know, the whole plot of like giving the other person the plug and everything. I love the fact that he didn't try to make himself sound too preachy. No, I have to have a diverse portfolio of income, you feel me? I respect it.
Crop circle came out, then my life changed. Caught my dad a Benz off the lot. I caught mumsy a nice range. I was moving boxes every day. My music took off, so I stopped selling yay. I gave Midgie my weed line. Now I could go studio more with all this free time. I ain't going jail, I ain't selling coke, just a little weed every week. Midgie drops me off an envelope. COVID came, we ain't getting packs in, but fuck it. About to drop my new album, Crabs in a Bucket. My instincts are telling me to lead a game, while my guys on me to import keys from Spain. There's no shows, so these rappers are barely getting funds. And what's worse is these fans try to compare me to these bums. Them envelopes started getting thin like a check, so I flew out to Barca to link the connect. He's showing me 10 cold packs, I'm like, cool fam, my partner gonna hit you on the encode chat. Lucky they got intercepted on the test run. 28 keys, but it would've been 100 on the next one.
That reminds me of Top Boy. Granted, it was a slightly different. They're trying to set somebody up to see who was like the rat or whatever. Let's test it out real quick. Let's see what happens when we send it over and it got intercepted. Wow. And that's something that I appreciate because on one hand, it helps me see, all right, cool, yeah, Top Boy and Sharo's story and things of that nature, they're not super out of touch. Like, they do kind of represent a little bit of the reality. It helps me understand what the day-to-day of somebody coming from this experience actually looks like. And I think that's something that when it comes to artists, especially from the UK, who primarily talk about the trap side, they have a little bit more leniency to talk about some of these things versus with drill. They can only give you but so much. So that's why those artists tend to fall flat, because after a while you can only name drop the same person but so many times. But when it comes to the trap stuff, they can talk about it a little bit more candidly. So I like this storytelling already. Now we're 1 minute in, we've gotten so much.
Lucky they got intercepted on the test run. 28 keys, but it would've been 100 on the next one. Quitting when you're ahead ain't the same as quitting. Wish I realized that before I came to prison. But I ain't helping anyone no more, cause most my biggest haters are niggas that did the most. Fresh home and I'm already beefing with my chick. I'm getting through, but shit slow fam, I need to hit a lick. Why you don't fuck with me like I fuck with you? Thought you was OTF, you got a whole nother crew. These niggas will never get my respect, cause they ain't got morals, they do anything for a check. I still get them packs and they love me in the drought. And these youngins don't want money, the new currency is clout. It's worse than the streets are in.
And that's the thing I have to give Nines credit for as well. He isn't super punchline heavy, but the real that he gives you, that in and of itself is the punchline. The fact that somebody can say, yeah, money ain't the currency no more, it's clout. Super simple, right? That's not a super loaded thing to say, but when you really reflect on the reality of that statement, he's telling you when he comes out of these situations, it's people who he's known that he's really having beef with. It isn't this like imaginary kind of guy in the corner. No, it's people who he grew up with, people who he's seen, and people who he's probably been through so many things with. Those are the people he got issues with. And talking about his girl, that's something I also appreciate Nines for too. He dives into those relationships that he has with women in his life, and he does it in a way that feels like he's being honest. We're not trying to force himself to sound too super I got all the options in the world, but also not trying to sound too like lover boyish. He's just being himself.
Cause they ain't got morals, they do anything for a check. I still get them packs and they love me in the drought. And these youngins don't want money, the new currency is clout. It's worse than the streets are in the street full of vultures. I go gun shopping and give them all to my soldiers. Gotta thank God for blowing air into my lungs, we blessed. Still ain't going anywhere without these guns. I ain't blow up overnight, bitch, I had to move patiently. I put in groundwork, still got these fools hating me. Cause they see me buzzing like a beehive, wanna see me back on the block, going halves on a 3-5.
And you know, it's because he hasn't been obnoxious with the punchlines that I can hear a buzzing like a beehive and kind of chuckle and laugh a little bit at it. When you make that the cornerstone of your delivery, where every single thing you have to say is alike, that's when I have issues. For those of you who have been hearing me complain about similes forever and ever, like that's why I feel that way and why I can hear something like that, which isn't that deep, but the way that he positioned it throughout everything else that he just said, why I can appreciate it at the very end of this song.
Bitch, I had to move patiently. I put in groundwork, still got these fools hating me. Cause they see me buzzing like a beehive, wanna see me back on the block, going halves on a 3-5, nigga.
This is a calm intro. I like it.
Your rock boys still going halves in a 3-5, you get me? You get me? You get me?
I like this. I like this. This is definitely a very strong intro.
Improve like my producer.
Alright then. Very strong intro is what you expect from Nines. But I think this is one of those songs that you could play to help somebody understand who Nines is, to understand his delivery, the kind of music that he makes, the life he's coming from. The song itself isn't too flashy, but I think it has all of the elements that make the perfect intro to me. Maybe I might not listen to it on its own, but it has the kind of power where if I do happen to press play, or if it happens to play on its own, I'm gonna say, nah, I have to listen to the whole project. And that's something that I think a lot of people underestimate when it comes to putting together a good project and a good intro. I really do hope they switches up the energy a little bit though. Okay. This combination is gonna be kind of mud.
All them try kill me in my head. I bought another Benz, and now I'm stressed. Feeling like it's 99 again. Start with Island Blaze, Island Blaze.
I know I asked for an energy switch, but damn.
Try kill me in my head. I bought another Benz, and now I'm stressed. Feeling like it's 99 again. Start with Island Blaze, Island Blaze. All them try kill me in my head. I bought another Benz, and now I'm stressed. Feeling like it's 99 again. Start with Island Blaze, Island Blaze. I go famous, I still hang on the mains. I'm rich as still gang, I ain't changed. 7-2 on the back of my range. See the whip. Nina on me, ain't no snatch in my chains. They killed Nipsey Hussle on his own block. They killed Young Dolph on his own block.
I wonder if, because he opened up talking about he's still where he's from, you know, he still stays there, if maybe he's concerned about the fact that that may be his demise and that's what's in his future.
They killed Young Dolph on his own block. They killed Lil Snoop on his own block. Niggas come for me, I'm emptying this whole Glock. Getting money, I don't need fame. So much flavors, I should do a verses with weed strains. Call my watch, think about the way that bitch glow. Bought my whole block chains like it's crypto. After hours, I'm always with a free.
Oh, bought my whole block chains like, granted, P Money had a similar punchline, but took me a split second to catch that one. Y'all would have got on me if I didn't catch that. It's alright, I'm paying attention. He's talked 1,000,001 times about the fact that he's still on his strip, he's still on his block, he still stays around the same people, but this time around, he positioned that and then followed up with the fact that other people got in those scenarios, but if anybody tries to put me in that situation, I'm fighting for my life. So yes, we've heard him say it 1,000,000 times before, but now he's added this extra layer to that thought.
Getting money, I don't need fame. So much flavors, I should do a verses with weed strains. Call my watch, think about the way that bitch glow. Bought my whole block chains like it's crypto. After hours, I'm always with a freak. If I was ever pillow talking, I was talking in my sleep. Can't afford to slip, we had guns on my tour. I ain't a rapper, I'm an entrepreneur.
Again, not that deep, but for him to say, I'm not a rapper, he's saying, don't try to put me in the world of rap and make that my whole identity. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to survive. And this just so happens to be one of the ways in which I do that. I think in this particular scenario, the way that he said that with just 2 lines, it kind of helped me understand his point of view on music so much more.
Can't afford to slip, we had guns on my tour. I ain't a rapper, I'm an entrepreneur.
Oh, try to kill me in my ends. Okay. Okay. Island blessed. Okay. Okay, I see the correlation. Highly blessed.
I'd rather keep my burner on me wrist, the burden, and up on a t-shirt. This life I live, I've always gotta stay alert. Forgive me, Lord, for the christenings and the funerals where I brought it into church. I know it's brazy, but my safety comes first. They wanna see my bubble get burst. Isaiah 54, read the 17th verse. Violations I take personally, I'll burn your skin way more than 3rd degree, and you won't have to fly Turkey to get your surgery. My niggas
There's moments in which I could say, if I wanted to be super honest, I'm just like, alright, I'm kind of tired of hearing y'all talk about this. We get it. Where you're coming from is dangerous. Yes, we get it. You still have a foot in the streets. We get all of these things. We heard you say it a million times. There's something about the ways in which they find a slightly different way to say it every single time. It allows each one of these songs to have its own value. Is it one I would play on its own? I'm not sure. Maybe I might listen to it mostly for Wretch 3 too. I think there are other songs in which Nines has expressed some of these thoughts, in which I probably resonate with a little bit more in terms of the sound. And also, Nines and Scraps, undefeated duo. Their voices are basically the same. For being real, they're two sides of the same coin. So I love the fact that they don't try too hard to kind of combat each other. They just stay right where they at, and they let whatever it is they have to say do the talking.
more than 3rd degree, and you won't have to fly Turkey to get your surgery. My niggas move 30, we're certified. Me and bro was having shootouts in our suit and tie. Strike me down if that's a lie. I've been that guy and I'm still like.
Wait, whoa. Simple line, but to, again, imagine that imagery. You've probably seen all the movies which people are shooting out in their suit and ties. I get it. But imagine that like in real life, and not on some mafia stuff. Like, imagine what it's like to be coming out of a wedding or, I don't know, dinner or something like that. Church, imagine. And then you got to get into that.
Shootouts in our suit and tie. Strike me down if that's a lie. I've been that guy and I'm still that guy. Every night I thank the most high, I'm still alive. Catch me outside, you better know it's close by. I don't take check, you know I'm at the step. We be killing them with success. That's probably why these niggas upset. They wanna done, man, but mine ain't done yet.
I want another bench, another bench.
Feeling like it's 99 again. Stand by Island Bless.
Island Bless. I wish Wretch had a verse, but I get it.
I want another bench, another stress.
I think this is an example of how Wretch doesn't necessarily talk about the things that Nines and Scraps does in the way that they do. I wouldn't doubt that maybe he's had pieces of those experiences, because Wretch can now be a bit of a stream of consciousness for these two and express those emotions in a way in which they can't. That's the value of a feature. And that's why I say people like, for example, iSong and T Zandos, why they go so well together. Or even spell like M Honcho and Pick Your Favorite Rapper. Or spell like We Want Raise, Pick Your Favorite Rapper. They can relate to a piece of some of the street stuff, but they have a different range that now allows them to express something that somebody else wants to say in a way more creative way, and to add another dimension to that song, add another layer of creativity to the song.
Feeling like it's 99 again. Stand by Island Bless.
Island Bless.
Now let me make sure that I'm decent. They say that they love me, but I ain't seen them of recent. Care is not a word that's for a season. It must be on their monthly. Car I used to see them every weekend. I do this for my nephew, uncle, niece, and brother who's disabled. I've been trying to pass the blame, I cannot reach him. I can feel my higher powers weaken. Now I know the reason. All the track in my hands.
Oh, I thought it was about to do some symphony nonsense. Now that I'm hearing it, Dave. I would have even accepted Wretch not having a verse, this song going a little bit closer to 4 minutes, and Dave having that section instead. Cause I think Dave is one of those rappers where, again, he can talk a little bit about that life from a different point of view, of somebody who isn't as invested and hasn't maybe made the same decisions that Nines and Scraps has, but he has a completely different toolkit when it comes to expressing himself, and that would have added another dimension to the song.
Now let me make sure that I'm decent. They say that they love me, but I ain't seen them of recent. Care is not a word that's for a season. It must be on their monthly. Car I used to see them every weekend. I do this for my nephew, uncle, niece, and brother who's disabled. I've been trying to pass the blame, I cannot reach him. I can feel my higher powers weaken. Now I know the reason. All the track in my hands.
I'm not gonna point out every single punchline that Wretch 3-2 makes. You drop your favorite line from that particular sequence. Anyway, that was cold. When I saw Scraps on this, I had an idea what to expect. Nines and Scraps have a very similar way of delivering their music. However, Wretch, I didn't see that. I did not expect that at all. And I think that's probably the main thing that's kind of saving this song. And I say saving very loosely in the sense that everything else about it isn't super duper memorable, but Wretch is memorable. But again, that's also an example of how you give a project some stamina. Because if you make a project too front heavy and you put too much of the good stuff in the beginning, people are gonna get burnt out. Allowing the listener to kind of sit back and enjoy the ride, give them a little bit of something different with each song, that's how you make somebody want to traverse through a whole project. And that's the reason why I want to get into this next track.
My niggas scream CSB, Cardi bum fellas, man, I'm CB, but it's the same umbrella.
Zeno Records.
They know where I be, I'm in the favela, come true with a
Ooh.
My nigga got the dweller, pull up in a spaceship now. Got him jealous and we might have the same whip, but mine got the levels. They know where I be, I'm in the favela, come true with a my nigga got the dweller.
Okay.
Baby, I'ma go get up. They know where I be, I'm in the favela.
I like the way he slightly switched the delivery to make Favela fit in there. So I wasn't sure how he was gonna make it rhyme. So the way that he delivered that was pretty cold. I don't think I've heard anything from J Styles before. This is a very good intro. I'm also enjoying the instrumental. It's a little bit different, but it still feels very nines. All right.
I ain't even lying to this key. My brother Lofty grew it, this is family tree. Lying, I'm dying. Trapping crazy, talking more boxes than the back of JD. Before I sold bricks so cheap, I was running through stones, Flintstone feet. My album went #1, I can't even sleep. Said I'm about to stop trapping, that lasted a week. Told him wear a shirt, gotta look the part. Then I dropped him a key, a little push to start.
Okay, hold on, Nines. As I said, all you gotta do is switch up one little thing from track to track. The instrumental feels very Nines, still has its own flavor. He's backing out some slightly different flows. Again, Nines isn't the kind of artist that I think of when I think flows. So the fact that he has these slight little switch ups.
Trapping crazy, talking more boxes than the back of JD. Before I sold bricks so cheap, I was running through stones, Flintstone feet. My album went #1, I can't even sleep. Said I'm about to stop trapping, that lasted a week. Told him wear a shirt, gotta look the part. Then I dropped him a key, a little push to start. Hold that. Got my gun.
Oh, drop the key, kilo, push to start. Okay.
Told him wear a shirt, gotta look the part. Then I dropped him a key, a little push to start. Hold that. Got my gun on my waist. Don't fear nines till there's one in their face.
They know where I be, I'm in the favela, come true with a my nigga got the dweller, pull up in a spaceship now. Got him jealous and we might have the same whip, but mine got the levels.
I like the nonchalant energy from J Styles, but something about the way that Nines slightly ramped up the energy, at least compared to J Styles. Nines is here, and then J Styles is like right here. He's even more chill with it. And he's like super nonchalant, and something about that gives a very needed balance here. I don't know, it feels on brand for Nines, but also a little bit different at the same time.
They know where I be, I'm in the favelas, come true with them. My nigga got the dweller. Baby, I'ma go get up. They know where I be,
Like
I'm
that
in the
part.
Moving at me when I should be trying to make another hit. Flew to Cali, then bro, I lay back to the strip. I ain't no underdog, I run the block. Pull up with his AK, let off by 100 shots. 9 under my top, I ain't fighting like it's Tekken. Anytime I got the drop, I was right there in a second. Tried to bring my nigga through, but I gave him the wrong cards. Now he's mad as Star Dog and not Gorilla Glue. Old school like a soul solid and hard as tape. My youngers do balloons, drink lean, fam, I can't relate. And I need to slow down all these chicks that I bang on my whole body.
And by the way, I heard the So Solid reference. Sound like he said Harvest. I guess maybe he's trying to say Harvest, Harvey, So Solid. I get it. I heard it. He's slightly recalibrating my focus with these switch ups. He's like picking the schemes and he's picking the way that he's delivering it and he's writing it out. But then when he drops something different, it's like, all right, cool. Pull it back.
Not Gorilla Glue, old school like a soul solid and hard as tape. My youngers do balloons, drink lean, fam, I can't relate. And I need to slow down all these chicks that I bang. Got my whole body tired like a mid-chillin' man.
They know where I be, I'm in the favela, come true with it.
Got my whole body tired. You know what? I think that might be the Nines formula. Every artist has a formula. They have things that they do in every song, something that's very consistent. Nines saves really strong punchlines for the end of the song. That was cold.
My nigga got the dweller, pull up in a spaceship now. Got him jealous and we might have the same whip, but mine got the levels. They know where I be, I'm in the favela, come true with them. My nigga got the dweller. Baby, I'ma go get up. They know where I be, I'm in the
Favela.
I ain't a robber.
If you don't know, favela, I believe is Portuguese for like the slums.
Nearly got my head bust that day. My slip. Boo up told me you better make your time tick.
I think this one here is a very standard Nines song in a good way. It gives you all the things that you know and you love about Nines, while still owning its own space in its whole catalog. So I'm liking that. I enjoyed the pianos. That was a very dope touch. I like, again, the nonchalant, complimentary vibe that Jay Styles brought on this. I don't even think he necessarily needed a verse. It might have been cool to hear what he had to say. The song does leave me with a little bit more to be desired, but on the other hand, it's not a single. So as I keep saying, when it comes to projects, you have to give the listeners a little bit of something from track to track to not make them feel too bored, but also give them a reason to want to go from track to track. This could have probably been like a 1-minute interlude. You hear the hook one time, Nines gives you a little verse, hear the hook another time, boom, on to the next. This isn't the kind of song that I would go out of my way to play, but again, if for some random reason it played, I'm gonna want to hear the whole project. So while it may not necessarily be my favorite Nines track, it's still a very good Nines track.
You don't love me. If you love me, you wouldn't be calling me Tuesday. You'd be calling my name Shanice, not fucking Tuesday. You call my phone, you're asking for Tuesday. What the fuck is that? Who is Tuesday?
See, the problem started when my Tuesday bitch wanted a Friday slot, and I gave it to her. Now I got Friday beef with Thursday, Tuesday's got beef with Wednesday now.
I don't necessarily condone this, but Nines is that guy, man. I feel like he alluded to this in a previous song. I could be wrong. I feel like one of the songs from Crop Circle 1 kind of touched on this topic. So if that's the case, I like the fact that he's bringing back that theme.
See, the problem started when my Tuesday bitch wanted a Friday slot, and I gave it to her. Now I got Friday beef with Thursday, Tuesday's got beef with Wednesday, now it's all mad.
My Monday chick, supermodel, always comes through on some runway shit. Got me stalling like my car was in clutch. Probably would've locked it down, but she parties too much. Tuesday got more breasts than Kentucky. Airhead, but she get the best sucky.
They know exactly what they were doing with this one.
Wednesday got a man, he plays for Chelsea. Away games, she always FaceTimes me taking selfies. Thursdays on the gram, looking rich and sexy. Got an AP on, but her fridge is empty. I told Friday what we could've had, but she just want take man for a sugar dad. I spend my weekends with the fam, so don't judge me like I'm speaking on the stand.
He allows you to understand so many dimensions of his personality, right? Yes, he's talking about all the women that he deals with, and there's room to talk about how somebody coming from his life may not necessarily feel like they have to be worried about being committed, because at any given day their life could be taken from them, so live life to the fullest. But on the other hand, he's saying, yes, I'm doing these things, I'm dealing with these women on this level. They're also those so I wish I could kind of take it a little bit further with, but they only see me this way. But on the flip side, he also sees the other woman the way that Friday sees him. He still brings us back and says, but you know what, I still spend time with my family on the weekends. While yes, you could choose to maybe demonize him a little bit for what he's promoting or whatever the case may be, you also have to remember he's still a man, he's still a human being at the end of the day.
I told Friday what we could've had, but she just want take man for a sugar dad. I spend my weekends with the fam, so don't judge me like I'm speaking on the stand. Cause all my hoes is a 10, and next week I do it all over again.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's that nigga Nina with the Nina.
Nines is like an evolved early to mid 2000s sound, but still make it feel modern at the exact same time. Each song still feels so unique, yet still feels very Nines. I was having this conversation with my boy Frank, and I feel like Nines and Potter are two of the closest things to a Jay-Z. Somebody who's relatively monotone, but still finds new ways to tell stories, and still finds new ways for each song to sound different and all of that. You gotta give it to Nines.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
All my ex-girls, I love
Shout out to
the same
diversity.
way. My Capricorn chick tries too much. My Scorpion chick always lies too much. My Taurus chick's way too bossy. My Sagittarius chick's always rolling with a new pussy. I only fuck with my Libra chick when I'm high, cause she crazy like my chick, that's a Gemini. My Aquarius chick never shows me love. My Aries chick just wants to hold a grudge.
There's nothing about this that screams nines in terms of his lyrical ability. Again, what he's talking about is very on brand for him. The way that he's talking about it is still very on brand for him. Gives you a very visually captivating video. Gives you a sound that's very memorable, very familiar at the same time. Also something that the ladies can listen to. Like, they can listen to this and they can hear themselves in certain aspects. May not necessarily feel the way that he's talking about it, but they may be able to identify maybe a point in time in which that was who they were in somebody else's life. That's something very, very smart. And maybe he isn't even thinking that deeply about it. Maybe he isn't even like thinking that deeply about it. But to me, I think that's why it's smart and why he chose this one to be a music video.
I love chilling with my cancer chick, but she got a temper, nearly made me crash my whip. Who you shouting at? My Virgo chick's forever fussing, and she's a know-it-all, you can't tell her nothing. My Leo chick stays by my side. Thought I was bad, but she got way too much pride. I've been running through these lights since the 90s. Got these bitches in their feelings like a Pisces.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's cute.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's that nigga Nina with the Nina.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
But they do say Sunday, but oh, Sunday's the holy day, but ain't nothing holy about this video. I like this. It's calm. This is a fun song to listen to, a fun video to watch. You can choose to listen to it and take it in. It's not something I relate to, but I can still listen to because the vibes are just so on point.
I ain't waiting to beat, cause I got a different girl for every day of the week. Babes, I don't repeat, cause I got a different girl for every day of the week. She saying I'm a cheat, cause I got a different girl for every day of the week. She can stay if she's a freak, cause I got a different girl for every day of the week.
Oh, she can stay if she want to deal with the other ones.
If it's Monday or Tuesday, weekdays or Sundays, oh, whatever.
Not him actually giving them sashes. Imagine that's not even a sign. Doesn't really matter. But again, shout out to diversity. He actually tried to reflect different. You feel me? That's dope.
Yeah,
It's small.
Shanice.
Who's that?
It's fucking Tuesday. The fuck?
Perfect example of how you package something with intentionality while still not underselling yourself. If I wanted to analyze and critique the song a little bit more, I could say there's probably a little bit more room for Nines to talk about how, because of the way that he lives his life outside of those relationships, he has to kind of keep them a little bit at arm's distance so that way they don't get too caught up, or maybe he doesn't want to get too committed to somebody because he doesn't want to be with them one day and lose his life another. And while I could say I'm not really picking up any particular theme or creative direction for the project as a whole, I can say that each individual song has something about it that feels so familiar and so Nines while still owning its own place in this track list.
Yeah, if I was M Hunch, I'd be fucking bitches with my mask. I'd be walking past my things with my family, you don't even know that's me. You ain't nothing like me, nigga. I moved 100 keys this week in my sleep, ain't nothing like me, nigga. My label gave me $1 million, we don't even speak, ain't nothing like me, nigga. If you don't go bed next to a freak, ain't nothing like me. Nothing like me.
Okay.
Like me. We been at hunch, I've been trapping for months. Got a 45 tuck, that's a strap and 45 packs in the drums. Still ain't nothing like me. Still ain't nothing like Nines. Still ain't paid for the 9. Still ain't got a consign, still I'm deep in the mud. Still I'm moving like Frank, flying birds from the truck.
Yeah. This is my favorite one on the project so far. Picking the right features to amplify the message that you already have, bring in the ways in which they can probably relate to you. So that adds a whole other layer to this narrative. I like it.
You ain't nothing like me, nigga. I moved 100 keys this week in my sleep, ain't nothing like me, nigga. My label gave me $1 million, we don't even speak, ain't nothing like me, nigga. If you don't go bed next to a freak, ain't nothing like me. Ain't nothing like me. You ain't nothing like me. We been at hunch, I've been trapping for months. Got a 45 tuck, that's a strap and 45 packs in the drums. Still ain't nothing like me. Still ain't nothing like Nines. Still ain't paid for the 9. Still ain't got a consign, still I'm deep in the mud. Still I'm moving like Frank, flying birds from the truck. Yeah. I'll make you say and forgiving me shorts. The noise that comes out the exhaust is exhausting. I tell my neighbors I got it, they know I grow weed and it's so good.
I love like this ambiance around Hancho's voice right now. The cloudiness of this. I don't know how else to describe the way his voice sounds. It's very cloudy, as if it's just kind of playing up in the air. I can imagine this in headphones must bang.
Yeah. I'll make you say I'm forgiving me short. The noise that comes out the exhaust is exhausting. I tell my neighbors I got and they know I grow weed and it's so good. 10K for machines, ain't nothing like me. Young ass for bucks, plus 29 G's.
Ain't nothing like me, nigga. I moved 100 keys this week in my sleep, ain't nothing like me, nigga. My label gave me a million, we don't even speak, ain't nothing like me, nigga. If you don't go bed next to a freak, ain't nothing like me, ain't nothing like me.
And this is so easy to remember. Yeah, this is probably my favorite one so far. This may be one of my favorite 9 songs, period, point blank. It's up there. I could see myself renting this as a standalone song. This is hard.
It all started out moving, yeah, in the flats. I ain't waiting on packs, busy making these tracks. Go with the drug dealer saying, thank God that he made it. We ain't gotta pay him no tax. She dropped me out, started linking my nigga. Only she knew I was the pick of the litter. Came out of jail,
peep the way he switched up the flow. He just completely switched it on a dime, and that's what I love.
Go with the drug dealer saying, thank God that he made it. We ain't gotta pay him no tax. She dropped me out, started linking my nigga. Only she knew I was the pick of the litter. Came out of jail, I got bigger and bigger. I'm moving Budweiser and bitch ain't liquor. I spent all day on that hot strip. Used to wonder why I ain't got shit. I'm focused now, I got tunnel vision. I could catch a fly with a chopstick. I love rap, but I'm in Spain bringing Bud back for a dumb stack. And when I'm in the hood, I play money up. Put all my chains on, it gives me hunch. You ain't nothing like me, nigga. I moved 100 keys this week in my sleep, ain't nothing like me, nigga. My label gave me a million, we don't even speak, ain't.
And that snare roll, it wakes me up every time. Sometimes you just need 1 or 2 things in a song, in a project, to help it stand out. He didn't have to take it some next direction with the production. Snare roll, a little bit of the ambient vibe, Hancho's voice, boom, perfect. And that's the reason why Nines is gonna withstand the test of time, and all his music will as well. You can listen to songs as one-offs. You can play all of them. You can hear him say the same similar things over and over again, because each song feels and sounds so unique. It doesn't even matter.
I moved 100 keys this week in my sleep, ain't nothing like me, nigga. My label gave me a million, we don't even speak, ain't nothing like me, nigga. If you don't go bed next to a freak, ain't nothing like me, nothing like me. You ain't nothing like me, you ain't nothing like me, nigga.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing like me, nigga. You ain't nothing like me, nigga. You ain't nothing like me. Nothing like me. You ain't nothing like me.
Yeah. This is by far my favorite song on the whole project so far. It's so simple, but sometimes there's beauty in that simplicity. Every single thing that M. Hancho touches just becomes gold. And them coming from such a similar world, yet completely different worlds in terms of their music, and bringing it together and marrying it so perfectly. I almost don't even want to hear the rest of the project yet. I want to play this over and over again a couple times. That says something, and I hope that he has at least 1 or 2 other moments in this project that feel like that too.
Man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Young Burner. Shit, I'm loaded. But that Crop Circle 2 is out right now. Make sure you go stream that.
You know what? I wish that maybe he did something like that more frequently throughout the project. Like that radio personality type of thing. When I'm listening to a project, I'm looking to hear what's the thing that's binding every single song from track to track together. I think something as simple as that could have done it for me. Okay. Now let's hear how this is gonna relate to Weedman, because
look what the Weedman done, yeah. Look what the Weedman done, yeah. I was on my best behavior. Look what the Weedman done, yeah. Look what the Weedman done. Look what the Weedman done. I was on my best behavior. Yeah. I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you?
This is an example of what I said before about allowing somebody who may not necessarily have the experience tell that story. Because we know Nine's experience, this is just somebody else kind of echoing some of that, just a little bit.
I could fly off a cliff when I lie out this spliff. I was meant to go out, I can't lie, it's a myth, I'm just lying and stiff. Right, smoking a laze, I ain't rolling no haze. Smoking my own straight. Hit 2 on this cloud 9, you're being a...
The ad-libs here remind me of Krept and Conan. Y'all let me know if Nines and Krept and Conan have any songs together already. Cause I think that kind of combination would be really dope.
I ain't rolling no haze. talking my own string. Hit 2 on this cloud 9. You'll be in a coma for days. I know Wiz and Burner, not them, man. The real Wiz and Burner. My niggas. They used to give me pounds of Cali. Facts. I was their biggest earner. Made a killing. Way before this rap shit, me and Midge made a milli. I'm lying, I'm dying. And I don't come from church. Old niggas Flavor City.
Look what the Weedman done, yeah. Look what the Weedman done, yeah. I was on my best behavior, yeah. I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you? I got a little fetty, would you?
I'm loving how much more subtle the bass lines in Nines' music is. Throughout this whole project so far, I feel like everything has been so mellow, almost lo-fi, but not at the same time. As I keep saying, he has this early 2000s sound that evolved perfectly into the early 2020s. Something about it feels so on brand for what's happening right now in music, but also has a nostalgic vibe at the same time. Super mellow, super chill. And I think part of the reason why is because of how calm the bass is. Like it's there, but it's just barely there. Now they could have chose to make it a super punchy bass line, but they didn't. And I think that would have conflicted too much with the tone of the song. This is another one of those that, again, is not a bad song, but I also understand why it wasn't a single. Vocals aren't necessarily new to the project at this point. What Nines is saying and how he's saying it isn't even necessarily too new either. This probably could have been another interlude. Look what the Weedman done, repeat that a couple times. Verse, look what the Weedman done one more time, boom, next track. He could have had this come after a song about women. You have this woman's voice coming in. Even if it's like somebody opening up with a skit, them talking about what he's doing on the streets and look what he's doing is doing to his life and the people around him. Boom, look what the Weedman done, and then segue that into another song about the trap life. Those are the small things that I'm looking for when I hear a project, and I think that's what it's a missed opportunity so far.
Hey, all fun and jokes aside, nigga, I need them Nines double entendres, nigga. Them Nines metaphors, nigga. I need you to flex and shit on everybody on this verse, nigga. I need that feeling when you was handing out them grills, nigga. I need that feeling when you was handing out them sneakers, nigga. When you had everybody locked in and talking, nigga. That's
you better get it.
I just put a ton on the back of a truck. Me and Midgie shoulda won the cannabis cup. I ain't put no plaques on my wall yet. Buy at least 5, I send them packs to your doorstep. In this music scene, I'm legendary. Rap's always been secondary, like February. Told my guys don't come near me with no tester. Don't be talking packs round Siri and Alexa. Free the gang, I can't forget.
Ha! Yo, ho, ho. Yes. And again, you see how this person opened it up with the little monologue? It's so simple, but it sets pace and it gives you something to look forward to and help you understand and contextualize the song more. But the fact that he went out of the way to have somebody say, yo, I need those double entendres and da-da-da. Now it's like you're hearing that wordplay and there's a reason for it. Now imagine if he did more of that throughout the whole entirety of the project. Anyway, don't talk about the packs around Siri and Alexa. Obviously, they're hearing what you're saying. You don't want them documenting that and then sending that to whoever.
Rap's always been secondary, like February. Told my guys don't come near me with no tester. Don't be talking packs round Siri and Alexa. Free the gang, I can't forget my celly. I was getting letters in the can like alphabet spaghetti. All these niggas bite my style. I did A-Wings, got talent in jars like Simon Cowell. I was in Cali round the neck like a bow tie. Kush God, bitch, I'm the most high. I see these rappers acting holy.
Okay, Kush God, most hot. Alright, you can't have this start out to, oh, I need them Nines, double entendres, and metaphors, and deliver a chunk of them with similes. I don't care who's tired of me saying it. I probably could take an extra 3 seconds and think of another way to incorporate saying alphabet soup and in the can. He could have said, I'm in the can, I would have thought I was just an alphabet soup. Something that simple. He didn't have to say like alphabet soup. A little extra effort and he could have did the exact same thing, had the exact same effect without saying like. That just, to me, knocks off like 2 points from whatever's the punchline.
Talent in jars like Simon Cowell. I was in Cali round the neck like a bow tie. Kush God, bitch, I'm the most high. I see these rappers acting holy. When they was out at crowd surfing, we was catching bodies. I ain't a tough guy, I always make everybody laugh. I can spit on my bars wearing a polygraph. Rap stars still making pounds fly.
Ooh. I could spit all this while taking a lie detector. And again, the visuals, the transitions, very simple. And that in and of itself kind of helps you understand you're getting a slightly different mindset, slightly different version of the person, slightly different character, so to speak. Even with the wordplay, while I did get on him for the simile use, at the same time, the simplicity also allows you to digest what he's saying and not make it feel super dense either.
I ain't a tough guy, I always make everybody laugh. I can spit on my bars wearing a polygraph. Rap stars still making pounds, fly ops trying to turn me to a straight like ivory. From how high I used to shot ounces, had a sold out tour, but I still got more fans in my crop houses. I spray up where you're coaching.
I think, if anything, this is probably the theme of the project that I'm asking for. The juxtaposition between life as a rapper, life as a trapper. I have more fans in the crop house. That reminds me of when Clavish, who I know is on this project, when he says something like, I ain't got more friends in Bissheads cause friends ain't there for the hard times. Something so simple, but when you take that extra split second to process what he's saying, it's like, damn, that's real to imagine. I know you as this, I see you as this, but this other world is so much larger in your world. The world in which you're living off camera, off stage, is bigger than any of us can imagine. That's what that one line communicated to me.
Rap stars still making pounds, fly ops trying to turn me to a straight like ivory. From how high I used to shot ounces, had a sold out tour, but I still got more fans in my crop houses. I spray up where you're coaching. Spent all my money on packs, I was literally weighing up my options. They say the gun spit, they ain't never done shit. Just landed the runs, about to roll a trumpet. She wants a man with P, but that bitch poor. That's why I'm in a crib hiding keys at the jigsaw. Still got food on the
Yeah, this is creeping up to like a strong second for my favorite song on the project so far. This one is creeping up there.
Literally weighing up my options. They say the gun spit, they ain't never done shit. Just landed the runs, about to roll a trumpet. She wants a man with P, but that bitch poor. That's why I'm in a crib hiding keys at the jigsaw. Still got food on the curb. I pull up with his half moon. I don't mean do not disturb. Came along, could've brought her up.
Ooh. Like my phone right now, DND, when you see the little moon symbol. Yeah.
Still got food on the curb. I pull up with his half moon. I don't mean do not disturb. Came along, could've brought an army. If I air it out, forensics will have to pick up more men than Lori Harvey. Came a long way from trapping in the rain. My chick's a side bitch. Came along, could've brought an army. If I air it out, forensics will have to pick up more men than Lori Harvey. Came a long way from trapping in the rain. My chick's a side bitch, car I'm married to the game. Me and Buds in the bay on the jets. Sold so much coke like I'm rivals with Pepsi. I used to break these.
Now I gotta stand up for that one. Nines. Jeez.
My chick's a side bitch, car I'm married to the game. Me and Buds in the bay on the jets. Sold so much coke like I'm rivals with Pepsi. I used to break these packs down into fractions. These niggas do way too much capping in their captions. I'm trying to lead the game, but I need a lane. These niggas pre the chain, they don't see the pain. They sent me jail for importing weed from Spain. I came home in 6 weeks, released the strain. Still remember reloading on the queue. We got them jungle boys, Mowgli and Baloo. The CM.
He talked about so much there. And these are the moments that I look forward to from Nines. If I'm being real, some of the other songs on the project feel a little bit like filler up until this point, but it's a project, you gotta give people something to listen to. Every song plays a purpose. There's a reason why this got a video. This needed a video. So vulnerable. I love the fact that he's saying, you all see all of this, you don't understand what I'm feeling behind it though. I also recognize that he's talking about the experiences with the situation with Spain. Now that's the thing that's recurring, that's kind of threading together the rest of this. I don't even know what to say anymore, because some of these punchlines are spinning me. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm trying to lead the game, but I need a lane. These niggas pre the chain, they don't see the pain. They sent me jail for importing weed from Spain. I came home in 6 weeks, released the strain. Still remember reloading on the queue. We got them jungle boys, Mowgli and Baloo. The CM wishing they could bring me back. Could they still need gangsters like me?
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Time on. Because I'm recognizing this dude. I saw the shotties and everything before. Now I want to go back and watch this in its totality, because I want to see if these scenes are actually more threaded than I thought they were. That's the thing about Nines. He actually puts effort into his creativity. He doesn't make every video feel the same. He doesn't fall into the same tropes over and over again. You're just so like enamored and just invested in the visual and the way that he chooses to tell the story. And then again, when you're slipping in things like, I'm selling so much coke like I'm rivaling Pepsi, come on son, like you gotta give Nines his credit for what he's done for the scene and the standard that he's set for these rappers, yo.
Still remember reloading on a queue. We got them jungle boys, Mowgli and Baloo. The CM wishing they could bring me back, cause they still need gangsters like me to put the fingers at. Last year I was missing rap. I was on the wing kicking back with my niggas scraps. Even though my block's full of pricks, I ain't. And I don't trust bitches even if my chicks are saint. Paid for my last campaign, label ain't reimbursed me. Smashed that, never picked up cause she was thirsty. They just start.
It would be ironic, not ironic, it'd be kind of funny if this was recorded as like a fake BTS of that last video calendar. Like those are the women from that. They probably aren't, but it would be funny if they were. He's talking about
even if my chicks are saint. Paid for my last campaign, label ain't reimbursed me. Smashed that, never picked up cause she was thirsty. They just started out shipping packs time ago, trading flavors with all the growers outside my show. This ain't happened cause of
again, talking about the ways in which his life with music and outside of music, they're not even separate lives. They're just so blurred because what's binding them together is Nines. As he's saying, as he said before, yes, he makes music, but he's not just a rapper. That's not the totality of his identity. When he's at the shows, there's still other things going on. You can't even say he's living a double life. This is all just one life. That's crazy.
Trading flavors with all the growers outside my show. This ain't happened cause of luck. Fuck your little chain, I spend that shit at hackers and on duck. To make it to a kilo, that was the game plan. When I had no neck like I was playing Rain Man. Used to have a 38 when I was trapping in the snow. Still got it to this day, I even bring it to my show. I can move 100 keys in less than a week. Driving through the other side like this is Sesame Street. Still the same old me even though I'm rich. And it's still gang, I never switch.
What do you gotta say?
Nines, what's good, nigga?
Who is that? You sound like you're from New York. Who the hell is that? Y'all let me know who that is if you know. This was cold. This song is a very good example of exactly who Nines is, what Nines can do musically, what he can do with his videos, what he does with his beat selection. This is a masterclass in Nines. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Those different layers and textures, the moments in which when he's switching scenes, the whole tone switches as well in the song. Those kind of things make this particular beat so much more memorable. I think that it allowed you to hone in on everything that he's saying. Everything about the way that this was put together was honestly the damn near closest thing to perfect on the project so far.